The playoff race amongst the Central Division teams is crazier than ever, and last week while the Minnesota Wild were in their bye week, the Central Division teams went a nearly perfect 8-0-1, and they haven't slowed down since. This forces the Minnesota Wild to match this near perfection just to stay afloat in the playoff race. Last year, the Minnesota Wild had a disastrous post-bye week play, winning only 4 of 12 games in their games following the bye week after having a stellar start, one of their best starts in their history at the beginning of the season. The Minnesota Wild knew that they were going to have a tough matchup in the Tampa Bay Lightning as the Wild came out of their bye week, but the Wild came out swinging, taking down the Tampa Bay Lightning in a 5-2 victory on Hockey Day in Minnesota. The Wild will use that momentum against a good team to carry them through the rest of the season as they look to gain some ground in the playoff race. Let's talk for a minute about the play of Wild centerman Eric Staal. In a season where not only the team has struggled to find consistency, but players as well, Staal has not faltered in his contributions all season. The Minnesota Wild have played 47 games so far, and in those games, Staal has had no longer than a 3-game point drought all year. Additionally, he's had 11 multi-point games. He also leads the team in goals and points. And at the rate he's at, he's on pace to break his point and goal totals from last year. If he does this, this will be the best season that he's had since 2011-2012 with the Carolina Hurricanes. Staal's consistency has helped the Wild through the first half of the season and will be a big factor in the Wild climbing up the ranks in the playoff race through the second half of the season. Tonight's matchup brings the Ottawa Senators to downtown St. Paul looking for revenge after the Wild took home a 6-4 victory earlier this season. The Senators have plummeted this year after losing to the Pittsburgh Penguins in the conference finals last season. Now the Ottawa Senators sit in the basement of the Eastern Conference with an abysmal 39 points, 14 points out of the nearest wildcard playoff spot. Despite their struggles this year, it's been no surprise that Erik Karlsson has still had an amazing season, and he caused the Wild some troubles in their last matchup as he tallied 2 goals on the night. Shutting down Erik Karlsson will be key in a Wild victory tonight. And with the Chicago Blackhawks and Colorado Avalanche both in play tonight, it'll be crucial that the Wild capitalize against a struggling Ottawa Senators team to gain some more points and gain more ground in the playoff race.